And tonight at 6 o'clock, remembering George Floyd. The eyes of the world were on Houston today as our city hosted a celebration of life for the Third Ward native whose death galvanized a movement for change. A day full of powerful images, from the church where his homegoing service was held to a majestic procession to his final resting place in Pearland. Touching tributes to the man known as Big Floyd. Hello and thank you for joining us. I'm Dominique Saxa.
And I'm KRIS Gutierrez on assignment here in Southwest Houston again tonight. We are just outside the Fountain of Praise Church here on the southwest side, where earlier today a magnificent, a beautiful homegoing celebration, a celebration of life. The funeral for George Floyd lasted just over 3 hours. We heard from Floyd's family, we heard from local politicians and pastors. Even the Reverend Al Sharpton was here to share his message. And then after the service concluded, there was a long procession over to Pearland where Mr. Floyd was laid to rest. And we do have live team coverage for you tonight from here in Houston on the southwest side, even downtown Houston, where a new mural is going up resembling George Floyd, and even out in Pearland, his final resting place. But we begin tonight there in Pearland with my colleague Sion Rhodes. And Sion, you were there as the casket, that beaming gold casket, was transferred from the back of a hearse to a horse-drawn carriage.
And KRIS, I want to show you that carriage has made its way back here to Silver Lake Church, along with the horses. Definitely one of the more iconic images of today's services.
I told them I would be glad to do it. It was an honor and a privilege. They took Martin Luther King home in a horse-drawn carriage. They took John F. Kennedy home in a horse-drawn carriage. And they was also mistreated. And here we is in 2020, and we dealing with the same thing. Like I said, he was treated unjust. And as Americans, I was given the tradition that they had. I think that this is a royal way to go home. If that's the least we could do for him, is send him home the right way.
And Mr. Reed telling me that he volunteered his services here, saying he did not want to be paid. He just wanted to be a part of this historic moment and pay his own special tribute to George Floyd. Reporting live in Pearland tonight, Sion Rhodes, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Sion, thank you. We watched it live here on KPRC Channel 2 as that horse-drawn carriage made its way down Colon Boulevard, the last mile, the final journey for George Floyd. And our Brittany Jeffers was there as they turned the corner and made their way into the cemetery. Brittany joins our live team coverage now. Brittany, good evening to you.
And good evening, KRIS. Certainly a powerful moment for everyone here, and many of those people waited for hours. They were here behind these barricades waiting for the opportunity to say goodbye to George Floyd, many of them waiting outside the cemetery right now. But this was the final stretch. People were walking alongside on the sidewalk. Some were chanting, others crying, taking in this serious moment as that horse-drawn carriage made its way into Houston Memorial Garden Cemetery as a final journey and resting place for George Floyd. We spoke with many people out here who say that it was an emotional day.
I feel very honored, very, very honored. But when I saw the casket, it just hurt again. It just really got to me because, like I said earlier, didn't have to be. And I just think about maybe he would have been sitting down with his little girl, you know, having dinner. And so it just really hurts.
And for the most part, the crowd has dispersed out here. As you see behind me, some people still waiting outside the cemetery, but right now a private burial with the family is taking place. Reporting live here in Pearland, I'm Brittany Jeffers, KPRC, Channel 2 News. KRIS, back to you.
Brittany, thank you for that. This has been such an emotional day for all of us. There's so much grief and mourning going on, but at the same time, there's so much celebration, honoring a life well lived before George Floyd. Our live team coverage continues now here at the church, and my colleague Brandon Walker. Brandon, you listen to people as they eulogize Mr. Floyd today.
I did, Chris, and definitely some moving moments there, but also mixed emotions. And you've heard that a lot over the past 2 weeks, but we saw that here in today's funeral, especially when talking about what change will be and when change will take effect. For the family of Mr. Floyd, they are hurting. They want change, but that doesn't mean that they don't feel awful about today.
Man, they burying my brother.
Cal Wayne's words speak to the pain grief has meant for those who knew George Floyd.
He was everything, my hero, my inspiration, my mentor, my big brother, my security, like everything, my teacher, everything.
In my life.
Homegoing as it was a celebration of Floyd's life, today's message has also addressed the why, be it from Floyd's niece, Brooke Williams.
He always moved people with his words. Their officer showed no remorse while watching my uncle's soul leave his body.
Or a list of politicians who say they'll legislate change. Either way, says community activist Justin Jones, George Floyd did not die in vain.
It's one thing about speaking about love, but actually seeing it. The message that Reverend Al Sharpton spoke on was beautiful, and it hit right to the head.
Still, local community organizers say they'll hold politicos responsible.
We have to dismantle the systems of oppression, and that means that we are talking about dismantling the bad foundations and the rotted-out framing of the buildings.
Homegoing is a goodbye, no matter what you call it. Breathing, though, seems the hello. Yet for Cal Wayne, it still won't bring Big Floyd back.
He will be happy because, you know, that his death made a difference, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it brought awareness, woke the people up, you know, all that's cool, but I don't give a damn none of that. I just want my brother back.
I just want my brother back, from Mr. Cal Wayne. The last question we asked Cal Wayne, Chris, was, what are you going to miss the most about Mr. Floyd? And he said, quite frankly, the love that he showed me. Back to you.
Brandon, touching for sure. Thank you for that. Our live team coverage continues now with TAISHA Walker. TAISHA, you have been talking to mourners, those who are grieving as well today.
We have, and there's been a post-funeral service, a repast, as many call it, here at this location here. This is the church at Bethel's Place family, and you can see right now they are wrapping up. The music shut down, the tables broken down, and the boxes of food, of produce, they are telling the people to take home. For nearly 3 hours, the community came out together today to fellowship with live music and with food. Food which was passed out across the street at the church's other parking lot. For hours, people drove up for a free meal. We're told about 1,500 to 2,000 boxes of meals, hot meals, were handed out today. One woman that we spoke with told me that it was important for her to be here today in support of the Floyd family. Take a listen.
To show our faces for George Floyd, support his family and through all of this. And then also I'm a mother of 2 black sons that lives matter. So that's why I'm here today.
And we're told that this celebration of life, which was put together by an organization called Color of Change, was in honor of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, and so many others like them who suffered the same fate. Reporting live in Southwest Houston, TAISHA Walker, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
TAISHA, thank you for that. When I went to Minneapolis shortly after Floyd's death, we went to East 38th Street and Chicago Avenue, and that's the site of a mural on the side of a convenience store where he died. And there's a growing mound of flowers in the intersection, and a lot of people from the general public, they just want to go there, and that's where they can pay their final respects, and they can pause, and they can pray, and they can talk as families. I saw many adults carrying their children with them so they could talk about the hardships that they've witnessed and experienced themselves. We have another example of that going up right now in the 3rd Ward, and a new one going up right now in downtown Houston. For more on that, let's turn now to my colleague Sophia Ojeda. Sophia, good evening to you.
Good evening, Chris. And that is exactly right. Folks have been coming here to this mural and murals across the Houston area to see George Floyd's face, to see the words, "I can't breathe," and to take pictures and come together and have that conversation of change and what his life means. Earlier today, we were in the Third Ward where many stopped at the murals there to share their emotions, to shed some tears, to talk about moving forward.
We love him so much. We love him and his mother and his family so much.
Gloria Wright, a close family friend of George Floyd and his mother, came to the mural in Third Ward to show her love to the man she's known for years. Tears streaming down her face as she stopped at the mural to say her goodbyes.
He was a good person. He was really a good person. And his mother was so good to us.
Mother Yolanda Jackson came to the mural with her 17-year-old son, her husband, and her father with shirts that read, "Justice for George Floyd."
I want the change. I don't want to see him get my age and still having this issue, and then his kids coming along. No, I want the change.
Jackson grew up in California and witnessed the Rodney King riots. Her father, Columbus Walker, tells Channel 2, as a young man, when he came back from war overseas, racism in the U.S. was rampant.
Things have not changed enough, but I think with this particular situation that has occurred now, I believe it will go forward and be especially beneficial to everybody in this country.
Respect each human. Race doesn't matter. We're all the same. Doesn't matter. Genetically, we're all the same. So there's no reason to be hateful towards another person because of the color of their skin.
And like you said, Chris, folks have been coming to the murals all over the Houston area. They're coming together, taking pictures, saying prayers, saying their final goodbyes to George Floyd, and coming together, having a conversation about what his legacy will be. And folks in the Third Ward, they tell me they want people from all over the country to go to the Third Ward and to ask about George Floyd, where he grew up, to learn more about this movement for change. Reporting live near downtown, Sophia Okita, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Sophia, I think you're exactly right. So many people across Houston, specifically the Third Ward and even the CUNY Homes neighborhood where he grew up, feel such a deep sense of connection with George Floyd and his family. Dominique, I would add to that, I would say a lot of people, and we've talked to them ourselves, Dominique, and we have seen them and we've listened to them. They say when they watch that video that has now gone viral, they feel that could have been their loved one. And I think that's why so many people across the world can relate to the way that people are feeling, not just here in Houston, but around the world tonight. Dominique, back to you.
Yes, Chris, you're right. And there's been a lot of listening, hearing, and feeling taking place. And as somebody who watched the service today, I just couldn't help but take in the family and their compassion, and our community and its compassion, and this overwhelming sense of unity on a global scale. And it just makes me so proud of our community. And I'm just curious as to your takeaway.
I think you're exactly right, Dominique. One thing that will always stick with me from this service is when I heard George Floyd's niece stand up. And she talked about the love of her uncle and the games that they used to play. That's something that resonates with people because we're all brothers, we're all sisters. Some of us are lucky to be moms and dads, and we can understand that family connection. And when you saw the family all dressed in white, they were all wearing the same thing. In the days past, we've seen, so much of the crimson and the gold, those Yates High School colors, right? We know that Floyd was a 1993 graduate of Yates High School. He started on the basketball team and on the football field. And there's so much connection with these stories that across the world, again, not just here in Houston, but across the world tonight, all eyes were on our home. All eyes were on our city, and I think people recognize and feel that tonight.
It's so true. Our collective hearts were beating. Chris, thanks to you and the entire KPRC team for your coverage tonight.